let me go old school here, because when I was growing up, porn was done right. Okay, the reason they call it the golden age of porn is because they actually made movies. Now when you go on, it's just like this large balls and slapping the thing, and there's like, it's like close-ups. You don't even know who it is. You don't know what's happening. Like, I know I'm old school. I am, right? I want to know. Is
who's doing it?
Like, is she a nurse? Is she a secretary? What's going on? Okay, like, I mean, look at that. His secretary's
something to
already
be said
old
for.
school.
Don't a lot of people just watch porn to get off? Like, you don't need an hour and a half of porn. You need
10 minutes.
10 minutes of porn.
Yeah, I need it. Like, I liked sitting back, popcorn. Like,
See, my problem with the golden age of porn, the golden age, the 70s, was a dark and furry place.
I hear you on that. And I've seen it all, right? But I'm talking about, like, exactly when I was growing up, like, 82 to 80.
Still movies, for the most part, movies,
Yeah, it was still movies. It cleaned up a little bit, and
the porno mullet, yes.
Yeah, sure. But people, like, you knew the scenario. And I think I'm very anti-guy for this. Like, guys I just want to see her tits and blah, blah, blah.
I get a lot of my fans, there's half of them who have the best blank I've ever seen. The other half are, I love the movies and the stories and the fact that you seem to like what you're doing.
And it does probably have, there's a generational difference, too. I mean, like you said, during your golden age, I was that kid who wouldn't have recognized what I was seeing on TV.
Right.
Not that I grew up with an iPhone, I'm 30, but I did have a cell phone when I was 16, and I couldn't look at porn yet on a cell phone, but by the time I was in college, I could. By the time
it was already 2000.
Yeah.
Get out! Get out! You are so young.
I'm 30 years old right now. But a lot of your viewers are too. They're my age or they're in their 20s, and they watch porn differently.
Totally,
for sure. Yeah. And you can, and let's clarify, you can watch paid porn on the internet. Like, you can use your computer or your phone, and you can pay a rate so that the workers in the porn are getting paid.
And the workers in the porn are guaranteed of age, because when you're watching porn, if it's coming in from Moldova, we don't know how old these people are. We don't know. Were they paid? Are they
imprisoned?
We don't know. So when you buy American-made porn, you know that the people on camera are of age, gave consent, have been tested, and were paid. And that alone, I think, is so if you don't, the whole idea of the whole end demand side of the anti-sex work thing, you can't end demand. It's like ending demand for apples because you don't like farm workers. It's like, yeah, right. So what I can do as a consumer is make sure that I put my consuming dollars toward people who are paid, tested, protected, and consenting.
be patriotic, okay? I want to buy porn made in the USA. Okay. USA.
So Cenk and I both had this thing that many boys and men had happened to them, which is some kind soul hands you a box.
Right.
A box of movies. And I have received 2 such wonderful boxes in my life. And in the first one, or maybe the second one, I don't know, but I was watching a movie and it was incest. Like, I just put,
the taboo movies.
Yeah, it was, and it's this, and there was a son and everybody of age, but there was a son and a daughter and a father.
They were actors.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was clear, it was like the wife was frustrated because the dad was sleeping with the daughter, so she tried to sleep with the son, but that didn't, right? And it's disturbing to watch, so I had to mute it.
No, I find it a great day at work when I'm working with someone who's too old to be my biological child. Which is awesome. That means someone born after 1994. If a person's, well, then they're. I'm 55. I'm 55, and so I think my childbearing years would be 18 to 45. So I work with a lot of people who are young enough to be my child. I could totally have had a child 30 years ago. Yeah. And I tell people, as I'm old enough to be your mom, but I'm no one's mom, so it's not creepy. And these are all actors, and I don't do incest themes myself because it's creepy. It's like, yes, I'm older and you're younger, and that's all the power dynamic that you need.
Right.
I need
that
to add
is definitely an interesting conversation to be had. I'm not sure if we have time to really have it here, but this conversation about the fact that there are things that are clinical, there are things that are, I think indicative of illness in a population, and there is always an argument. Should you allow for an outlet where they are actors, where they are tested, where it's a healthy way for people to be able to get those kinds of things out of their system by watching that, and maybe not perpetrate those kinds of crimes.
well, let's
exactly.
talk about
I'm
this-
going to hire you to portray, and
Exactly.
here's I want you to wear this dress, and I want you to call me this name, and we're going to pretend.
Yes, I remember a Law and Order SVU all about this, where they could age down women.
Right.
So there'd be 18 plus, but they would use CGI to age them and make them look younger. So nobody's actually being harmed in making that pedophilia porn. And of course, some people argue this is going to make more people pedophiles.
Yeah, but the evidence is exactly the opposite. That it
Exactly.
actually reduces incidents of
Yes.
pedophilia.
Yeah, it is
Exactly.
really interesting. All right, when I was younger, I watched so much porn that there was even a Mankiewics in one of the porns. Okay, and you want to talk about creepy? Okay, didn't I tell you this? No. So no, it wasn't an actual Mankiewics, but it was a a porn centered around the idea that it was like the I don't know what years, but it was in the old days, right? And it was Hollywood starlets trying to make it in Hollywood,
couch.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
casting couch
Yeah.
kind of thing, but super old school. And they had a whole movie and a plot line, and there was a couple, and then the guy seduced the young girl, but then it turned out the wife was actually a lesbian and also seduced the young girl. That was my favorite scene. Okay, and one of the characters said, "I'm just trying to get into a Mankiewicz movie."
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
I gotta have that. I gotta find it. That's great.
That's your glory moment right there, man.